Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to give you a very brief timeline of the first and only Confederate President, Jefferson Davis. Davis had many qualities and talents. He had a deep knowledge of military affairs and of holding political office, serving as a US Senator and member of the United States government, as Secretary of War in President Franklin Pierce's administration. However, like all human beings, he also had his flaws. His failure to work constructively with his war generals hampered the Confederacy. Also, his refusal to remove inadequate generals festered discontent in the Confederate forces, especially in the Western theatre of war. It should be noted he did strike up a good working relationship with General Robert E. Lee and his Army of Northern Virginia in the Eastern theatre of war. Before I begin this timeline, please remember to subscribe to my channel by hitting that subscribe button right now. I've made subtitles for this video, so please use the YouTube subtitle functionality to help your understanding of this video. So let us begin. The timeline of Jefferson Davis, 1808 to 1889, the first and only president of the CSA. On June the 3rd, 1808, he is born in west central Kentucky, close to the border of the state of Tennessee. From 1824 to 1828, he attends West Point, finishing 23rd out of a class of 33. He joins the infantry. In February 1835, Davis is court-martialed on a charge of insubordination. Nevertheless, he is acquitted. In May 1835, he resigns from the US Army. In June 1835, Davis marries Sarah Knox Taylor. She is the daughter of the future President Zachary Taylor. In September 1835, his young wife dies on a Louisiana plantation. The cause of death is most likely malaria. Davis too falls seriously ill. In 1846, he is elected colonel of 1st Mississippi Volunteer Regiment. In February 1847, during the Mexican-American War, he serves with distinction and plays an important part in the American victory against Mexico at Buena Vista. In August 1847, Davis becomes the U.S. Senator for the state of Mississippi, thanks to the Mississippi State Legislature appointing him to that position. In 1851, he opposes the Compromise of 1850. This leads to his defeat in the 1851 gubernatorial election in Mississippi. Also that year, Davis leaves the Senate. From 1853 to 1857, Davis becomes the Secretary of War in the administration of President Franklin Pierce. At the War Department, he serves as an effective and reformist Secretary of War. However, due to his personality and temperament, he has bitter arguments with General Winfield Scott. In 1857, Davis returns to the Senate. On February the 9th, 1861, Davis is chosen to be the first President of the Confederate States of America by the Montgomery Secession Convention. In March 1862, Davis asked the Confederate Congress to pass a Conscription Act. This is also known as the Draft. In June 1862, Davis had an uneasy relationship with General Joseph E. Johnston, and when Johnston is badly wounded at Seven Pines, Davis chooses General Robert E. Lee to take command of the Eastern Theatre of War and what later becomes the Army of Northern Virginia. In October 1863, Davis travels to the Western Theatre of War to resolve the issue of the loss of confidence by soldiers belonging to the Army of Tennessee. Davis decides to leave General Braxton Bragg in command of the Army of Tennessee. This show of support for Bragg does not lift morale in the Confederate Army in the Western Theatre. In July 1864, Davis appoints John Bell Hood as head of the Confederate Army of Tennessee. Hood replaces Joseph E. Johnston. This appointment by Davis will prove to be catastrophic for the Confederate war effort. In March 1865, Davis signs a bill which allows the enlistment of enslaved people to fight for the depleted Confederate forces. From 1865 to 1867, Davis is imprisoned by the federal government and is indicted for treason. He is held captive at Fort Monroe, eventually being released due to poor health. In the years after after release, he's unsuccessful in a number of business ventures. In 1868, President Andrew Johnson issues an amnesty on Christmas Day that also includes Davis's pending charge of treason. In 1881, he publishes The Rise and Fall of the Confederate Government. The aim of the book was to defend the Act of Secession and his own record as President of the Confederacy. Between 1886 to 1887, he tours the former states of the Confederacy and is welcomed with enthusiasm at many lost cause meetings. On December the 6th, 1889, Davis dies in New Orleans. He refused to seek a pardon from the US government and never swore an oath of allegiance to the Union. And it is there we conclude this brief timeline of Jefferson Davis, the first and only President of the Confederate States of America and Commander-in-Chief of Confederate Forces. I hope you found this video useful. Please like, comment, share and subscribe. Take action and hit that subscribe button right now for more videos about the American Civil War. Thank you all for watching and see you all again soon.